Deck the halls on this special episode. The MythBusters are cracking open holiday myths. Can turkeys explode?
Turkey Master, I hand you your bird.
Will a spoon keep champagne fizzy?
It's like drinking stars.
Are there killer icicles?
Oh, wow.
And we unwrap the top 10 all-time favorite MythBuster stories as voted by you. Who are the MythBusters? Adam Savage
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
and Jamie Heineman.
I kind of like it in here. It's private.
Between them, more than 30 years special effects experience.
That was intense.
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
Man, Jamie, it snowed like crazy out here last night.
Yeah, this is how it snows in San Francisco, in plastic bags.
We've got to take a look at the myth of whether or not a clothed snowman melts slower than a naked snowman.
Can we show a naked snowman on television? This is a family show.
Maybe we'll put a fig leaf. At any rate, let's just get started making some snowmen. Just remember, everyone, we're working in a really cold environment, so if your fingers start to lose feeling, make sure you go inside and get a cup of tea or something.
That would be Adam's untrimmed nose hair.
All right, so what does it say?
80 degrees.
80 degrees out here, San Francisco summer. Let's start the timer.
Okay.
And go!
Well, what do you want to do while we're waiting?
How about watching some of your favorite myths?
Let's count them down top 40 style.
All right, get ready for your favorite myth.
The number 10 viewer pick was the one about CD shattering in super-fast modern disk drives.
Oh, must test CD-ROM.
The guys damaged a few disks and made a ballistics gel dummy to get damaged.
You know, I've always wanted a six-pack.
They couldn't get any destruction at all on a conventional drive. But Jamie would soon fix that.
Frankly, I'm terrified of Jamie's drive. He's built the equivalent of a 300-speed drive in there.
This motor is set up to go maybe 90,000 RPM if not for the drag on it.
All the way, baby. All the way. Come on! Yes! Could this be it? Oh! Yes! It's a horror show. Look at this. It's embedded like 2 inches into his flesh. That's bad.
In fact, most of the undamaged disks survived at conventional speeds. They just warped.
You ready to ramp it up to double speed?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go, Spin Man.
So, as a grand finale, the MythBusters doubled the spin power.
3, 2, 1. Thanks a lot. It's like lighting a match under the thing. Okay, next one. Oh, couldn't take it. I think we've done a good day's work here. That's astounding. I mean, it's like almost like Christmas.
So what did they learn?
Given the millions and millions of CDs that are out there being burned all the time, and the maybe dozen cases that we've heard of this happening, it's pretty much almost a non-event.
I agree.
It's not something the average buyer has to worry about.
Highly, highly unlikely.
All right, so a check-in on our snowmen. Let's see here.
That looks a lot more intact than yours does.
Yeah, I mean, mine's just completely collapsing. It was just as big as yours when we started. We've been going for a couple of hours now.
It looks like yours is starting to lean over. I think it's going to crumble any minute now.
Let's just give them a little bit longer and then we'll see what happens.
To test aircraft's ability to withstand bird strike, the military uses a gun to fire chickens at windshields. According to this myth, British researchers borrowed it but complained of massive destruction.
NASA replied saying, "Gentlemen, thaw your chickens."
Well, so this is what we're testing here today. Not that there is a chicken gun in existence, but whether or not there's a difference between a frozen and a thawed chicken at a couple 100 miles an hour to an airplane windshield.
That's correct.
In the viewer's 9th favorite myth, Jamie and Adam built their own chicken gun and brought in an airplane for target practice.
So our first test is a frozen chicken. Let's see here.
With 120 psi in the tank, this chicken was destined for great things.
I'm good.
All right,
Get out of here.
we are arming the chicken cannon.
3, 2, 1.
All right! I told you to wreck that.
So this was what a frozen chicken looked like traveling at 120 miles per hour into the windshield of a plane.
Here. Where's the chicken?
You know, that's about one of the more destructive things that I've ever done. That was cool.
Yeah, that was exceedingly cool.
Now, what sort of damage would its thawed cousin do?
3, 2, 1.
The thawed chicken flew a little slower, but the penetration seemed identical.
1.
And that was the story all day. Similar speed, similar damage. All great fun until it dawned on the guys those windshields weren't rated for bird strike.
Well, Jamie, that's the biggest screw up we've ever done.
The next attempt was equally messy and, alas, equally inconclusive. The chickens were fired at a solid steel plate.
And it automatically deboned the chicken, didn't it? 2, 1.
The MythBusters timed the moment of impact as the chickens imparted their energy.
1 point of impact, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then now it's starting to move back again.
7 1,000ths of a second. Again, frozen and thawed were the same. Good enough for Adam.
At these speeds, frozen or thawed chicken, myth busted, no difference at all.
But Jamie wanted a definitive answer, so when they revisited the myth, they tried again with panes of glass. First, the thawed chicken.
3, 2. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Did not go through all 12 panes. It put the first and the fourth sheets of glass.
Now, would the frozen chicken penetrate further as per the myth?
In 5, 4, 3. Well, I think that might be as definitive as it gets within the confines of this test.
They made it look like rocket science, but the MythBusters finally had their answer. Yes, a frozen chicken will penetrate further than a thawed one.
This one's a classic holiday myth. It's the idea that a silver spoon put in the neck of an open bottle of champagne will actually keep it bubblier than any other method.
so it looks like we need to leave one alone as the control, right?
Exactly.
Then the other one will have the silver spoon hung in it.
Right.
Right. One that's left open without anything on it.
Correct.
And then one that we've taken the cork out and put it back.
Yes. Ooh, I'm feeling a little lightheaded already.
It's like drinking stars.
So we have our control, the silver spoon, the open bottle, and the recorked bottle.
Okay. All right, so we'll check them out tomorrow and see which one remained the bubbliest.
Well, now we get to check out what the viewers voted as their next favorite myth.
Cat life, young man. Cheers.
In keeping with the champagne theme, in your number 8 pick, Adam and Jamie got drunk at the San Francisco Police Crime Lab to try to beat the breath test.
Very good. That's very good. Thank you. He's an 03.
That's an 03?
It's an 03.
Wow. I swear I'm a cheap date.
Adam, the police officer, said you need to drink more.
The idea was to try various mythical tricks to beat the breath test, but they needed to be drunk first. A blood alcohol level of 0.08.
I feel totally fine. Allow me to place this on your breath testing machine and I'll be happy to be tested.
You are pretty smelly. That's it. Keep it up. Listen to the music, and that's what we're trying to do, is keep that sound going. Very, very good. That's good.
1-1.
1-1.
All right, finally. Woo, we're at 1-1. We're over the limit.
Jamie blew a little less, 0.09.
I know I'm drunk, but I can't even remotely tell that you're drunk. It's kind of annoying. I want to see you like put a lampshade on your head or something.
Sorry, bub.
All right, let's go.
And so to the test. First up, mints. Would fresh breath fool the machine?
Okay, that's minty.
1-0.
1-0. Fat lot of good that did me.
Maybe something stronger, like onion.
My eyes are watering here. Nice and steady. Keep going. Jamie, that was an 08. And Jamie, the onion didn't do anything.
How about pennies?
Good. You ready? Nice, steady blow. That's it. Very good, thank you. 0.09. Pennies don't work.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Denture cream, perhaps.
Adam, you did a great job.
Oh, that was nothing, baby.
0.11.
0.11. So, denture cream, a no-go.
Another pseudo-scientific mythology suggested hyperventilating might cleanse the lungs of alcohol for just long enough to pass.
All right. 1-1.
That didn't work either. The myths were running dry. One last contender, mouthwash.
One wonders where you do this in a car while the police are like coming around to your window, but nonetheless, we'll try it.
Just nice and steady. 1-3.
So, it would appear that mouthwash doesn't work at all. It would seem that nothing works.
On MythBusters, they did what it took. 13 drinks, hyperventilating, a mouthful of mints and onions and pennies and denture cream. It seems a sobering warning was sounded to any potential drunk driver.
Don't do it. Using the machine, you will be busted.
You can't beat the breath test.
Myth number 7 is voted by you. Can mixing Pop Rocks and soda make your stomach explode? To test it, the guys hung a pig's stomach inside Mikey the skeleton.
And of course, actually, the inlet tube will have to come up and out through the mouth of the skeleton.
Yeah.
And you know where the outlet tube is going.
No. Where is the outlet tube going?
Oh, don't make me say it.
To replicate a human stomach, they added diluted hydrochloric acid. The Pop Rocks went in first.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
We're clamped everywhere. All right.
Then the acid and 6 cans of soda were pumped in through a giant syringe.
Oh my God, he's going for another one.
Listen to that, you can hear those Pop Rocks going.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, there goes a burp. Mikey's burping. All that Coke and Pop Rocks at once.
That's huge. That's like 3 times the size of what it was.
So my guess is Mikey's feeling a little ill right about now.
I know I would be.
Mikey might have been feeling ill, but unlike the myth, he wasn't feeling dead. Pop Rocks and soda just didn't produce enough CO2 gas to burst a stomach.
Still hear it, can't you?
You can still hear it crackling.
Yeah, Pop Rocks are going.
So if Pop Rocks wouldn't do it, what would make a pig's stomach explode?
Awful lot of sodium bicarbonate.
Maybe baking soda. That would react with the acid to give off plenty of gut-wrenching gas.
Injecting acid. Oh, I feel the pressure.
Okay.
Oh! Wow.
Well, that did cause a reaction.
That turned out to be a little too much. Yeah, that's what we call a hell of a Saturday night. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine a human consuming that much crap.
So if you try really hard, you can produce enough gas to blow up a stomach. But the Pop Rocks myth busted.
Well, Adam, it's been 5 hours and 40 minutes out here. The snowmen have been merrily melting away.
Yep.
What do you think?
Well, on the surface of it, without undressing your snowman, I think that the myth is completely confirmed. A dressed snowman is melting a lot slower than a naked snowman.
It's like keeping it in a cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Barely melted at all.
You can see it melted a lot more where there wasn't a coat.
Wow.
So, what's next?
Well, now, of course, we get to check out our viewers' next favorite myth.
In the myth you voted 6th favorite, Jamie and Adam recreated Larry Walters' lawn chair flight. Lifted by weather balloons and accompanied by beer, he flew to 16,000 feet, disrupting air traffic over LA.
I'm very excited about this.
Ah, we're starting to lift. Can we get some more sandbags?
Curiously, under the circumstances, they decided to buy the cheapest balloons they could find.
Well, we've lost 3 balloons so far. It's plausible that they were balloons with flaws in them, or that it's pressure against the ropes or some of the other balloons.
I think we've used up all the helium in the Bay Area, so we kind of need to make this work. Okay, upsy daisy. We don't need very much. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, now control it. All right, we're good.
We're good. Yeah!
Okay, last check before we let you go, Adam.
All right.
It's been nice knowing you.
I love you all.
Thanks for all your help on the job.
Oh, this is good.
Adam, it sounds like we're not going to be able to get you up to 100 feet with the lines attached. We're going to have to let you go. You'll probably end up getting caught in the Berkeley Hills or something. Unless there's any traffic on the Bay Bridge, we'll probably be there ahead of you, okay?
I'd rather just stay under 100 feet. Thank you, over. This is great.
The flight was a success. Now for the landing. According to the myth, to come down from 16,000 feet, Larry used a pellet gun to shoot the balloons.
I take the one out that's right near you, just graze the edge of it. Graze it, try and cut it. Good job.
Yeah!
Down he comes.
Here we go! Ah! Ah! Whoa!
All right, crew, on over we go.
Oh, that was great. It went 100% successful, I'd say.
Mission accomplished. Larry Walters really did make that flight. 2 airline pilots saw him. The FAA fined him $1,500 for his trouble.
I would only do it again if it was sanctioned by the FAA and if it had FAA approval. So it doesn't look like I'd be doing it again.
Hey, good job.
That was excellent.
This myth was confirmed.
Yeah, you guys were awesome. All right, well, it's been 24 hours. Our champagne has been sitting in the fridge.
Well, let's pull it out, see what it tastes like.
All right.
The guys do a blind taste test to individually rate the fizziness of each bottle.
Shall we see how we did?
Maybe it's the holiday spirit, but for once they agree, both ranking the glasses in exactly the same order.
J3, J4.
Okay, now for the real test. Let's peel the stickers off and see what we got.
All right, let's start from least bubbliest. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Silver spoon was the least bubbliest. Open bottle.
Yep. And that one would be the corked.
Whoa! For some reason, we thought the control bottle was not as fizzy as the recorked bottle. I think pretty handily we struck down the silver spoon as a preservative for bubbliness.
Well, that's another Christmas myth up the chimney.
And now it's time for another myth that you voted for as one of your favorites.
In Barrel of Bricks, Buster would be thrown up and down a scaffold 30 feet high and then, with luck, have 500 pounds of bricks fall on him. It was to test an old insurance claim myth, but presented Jamie and Adam with a tough challenge.
Here's perhaps the critical question. When the barrel supposedly falls, it breaks and lets go of its bricks. Do you think these barrels will do that?
Personally, I doubt it.
See, I think they'll fall out on the first try. I think it'll shatter. Well, you want to bet?
Oh no, here we go again.
I got $1. Here we go. You want to drop some bricks?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Our main pipe is bending a little bit.
Loaded with bricks, the barrel was stressing the rig, but would the barrel smash on impact?
3, 2, 1. The barrel didn't fail. All right, I owe you $1. Here you go. No, that's a 5.
I'll take that.
This myth and the barrel were going to be hard to crack.
I think we should just try it again with this barrel. I'm not even sure it'll hold 500 pounds.
Jamie's gut told him the barrel was still too strong, so he removed some of the reinforcing bands.
He's not convinced that even if the bottom falls out, that the bricks would come out because the barrel has got a shape like this, and he thinks the bricks would wedge in. I think he's totally wrong.
Adam was either going to be right or red-faced.
3, 2, 1. Oh! That damn barrel? It didn't do squat. What is this? This barrel is too damn strong. You know what?
I was right.
All right, you were right.
But enough with the pussyfooting around. Adam stripped off more rings and put a board in the drop zone.
I've been wrong every other time, so I don't know what the hell's gonna happen.
You've got that knife blade of a board down there. I don't know what that's gonna do.
You don't know what it's gonna do? It's gonna wreck the barrel for us. In 5, 4, 3, 2. It worked perfectly.
Adam seemed pleased. They'd finally broken the barrel and shown the myth was, theoretically at least, possible. A fact worth celebrating with an encore.
Look at that pose.
We broke a crash test dummy, man. Yeah!
So, Adam, what's our next Christmas myth?
This next myth is based on the idea that it could be so cold outside that if you went outside and had a wee, your urine would freeze before it ever hit the ground. And we've built this little freezer where it's actually like 70 below zero.
It's right off the scale.
Yeah.
Well, the coldest ever recorded in the continental United States was in Montana in 1954, and it was 69.7 degrees below zero.
Well, that means our freezer here is right on target, and I've got my fake peeing rig here. All right, Jimmy, I don't think I can hold on anymore. You ready to try?
Yeah.
Okay. Take the hemo off there. Let's see. And it's not freezing. And we know from the thermometer that right about here, it's at 70 below zero. I don't know what it would take to make your urine freeze, but it's not going to happen in the United States, that's for sure.
You know, I think this is fairly straightforward. I'd agree with you.
And, you know, now it's time to, I guess, take a look at the viewer's fourth favorite myth.
This was a myth Tom Shaw wished he knew about before he agreed to sell Jamie and Adam his beloved '87 Corvette.
You want to tell them?
Oh, we have waiting eagerly for this car, a recently dead pig that we're going to put in there and let it sit for about maybe a month or two. And I wondered what you feel about that.
Well, not real happy, to tell you the truth. I mean, because it's a really nice car.
What do you think all the other Corvette owners across America are going to be thinking about this when they see it on air?
When you put a dead pig in here, they're going to think you're nuts.
Pigs in a fancy car. They died of natural causes and were helping test the myth of the stinky car. The one where an expensive car just wouldn't sell at a bargain price because the previous owner died in it, and every buyer was put off by the smell.
That pig's going to be one big bag of maggots, and at some point I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't kind of like start to inflate and then explode, spewing stuff everywhere in the car.
As bad as this was, they knew as they pushed the car into a shipping container, it would be so much worse in 2 months' time. And you know what? It really was. Breaking that seal unleashed all manner of gag-inducing, throat-constricting evil.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's foul.
It's raining in there. Like any place that I move around, I'm like going to get covered.
They're not going to bite. Climb in.
Contract cleaner Neil Smither was along as a consultant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. That is horrible.
The decaying pigs had given off noxious ammonia gas.
Oh, man. Oh, that. Woo! Oh, man. Oh, man.
It's the ammonia. It's not, the filter's not handling it.
And so the worst cleaning job in the world began.
Oh, it's disintegrating. Oh.
Let's put that on.
Oh, I will be sad when this day is over. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, God. This is horrifying. Oh.
But after a day's immersion in pig remains, Jamie and Adam still had a stinky car on their hands. Just less of it.
Shoot, we must have removed about 300-400 pounds of wet something. Don't want to do that again. It is possible for somebody to die in a car and ruin it.
The place where I think you would never get it out is like all the air conditioning system and the ducts and stuff. I know all that stinks. We can clean the car perfectly and be like, it's done. And we turn on the AC and be like, ah, you know.
So they showed a dead body can permanently stink up a car. But could they sell it anyway?
I think the question is, how much money can we get for a big piece of stinking junk?
Not very much.
I didn't know it was gutted.
Yeah, well,
Is that how you bought it?
no, I don't like that.
So does it even start? So is there an interior for it?
It stunk, it didn't run, but there's a buyer for everything out there. And sure enough, they had a sale. $2,000.
What are you going to do with the car?
We're probably going to part it out. I'm interested in the engine and the transmission.
Horrifying.
That was something else. I'll remember that the rest of my life.
Jamie, are there no end to these crazy Christmas myths? I mean, what could possibly be next?
Well, we have one of those freak occurrences, and that is, what if an icicle fell off the eave of your house, and this icicle falls down and pierces you on the heart? Would it, like, stab you and kill you?
I'm a little dubious about that, but obviously I guess the first place to start would be to be making some mighty big icicles.
Funny you should mention that, because I happen to have some mighty big icicles ready to go right here.
Lovely.
The MythBusters stairwell will be the scene of this unlikely holiday catastrophe. 15 feet of tube will guide the killer icicle, and a nice piece of beef will play victim.
You ready, Jamie?
Ready?
On my count.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Dude, that is really gnarly. That was a perfect dead center landing.
That looks kind of deadly, doesn't it?
If you take away all the other stuff, like it's probably not going to fall correctly and all that stuff, a reasonably sized icicle can be deadly.
It worked first time, like a charm.
And that gives everyone more time to watch my favorite myth.
Which is what?
The Alcatraz escape.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites, too.
In Adam's favorite, and your number 3, the MythBusters retrace the steps of Alcatraz escapees Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers. From the very cells they dug themselves out of,
You know, Jamie, note to myself, if I'm ever designing a prison, I don't think I would ever design it with a huge, secret, unmonitored walkway behind every cell.
up into the cell block ceilings, where for months they built a raft from stolen raincoats.
You whisper and everybody can hear it. You can't like drop a, single bolt or nail. You can't kick a piece of wood without everybody on the cell blocks hearing you do it. Imagine that every night for months in pitch black.
Finally, across the rooftop and down to the water's edge.
So, they went down about here. The original pipe's been removed, but we do know that they went across underneath the water tower and down to the shore on the side of the powerhouse over there. It's a lot of distance to cover in the middle of the night with all that equipment, I'll tell you that.
Officially, the escapees drowned and disappeared while fighting the current north to Angel Island. The MythBusters had another theory. They'd use the current to carry them to the Marin headlands. Based on the FBI files, they built paddles and a raincoat raft.
That's a boat. I'm really impressed with these prison guys.
As close as they could make it to the real thing.
It's gonna wrinkle.
Yeah.
And then the ultimate test.
I can only imagine what the convicts were saying when this was occurring, but I'm pretty sure they weren't talking about how nice the view was.
On a cold night, with the current running just the same as Morris and the Anglins faced, they set off to paddle across the bay.
Oh, Jamie, you're the man, baby.
Intern Will Abbott playing Frank Morris.
I got one paddle.
Okay, we're off.
Here we are. We're escaping.
Every 10 minutes, they had to reinflate the raft. And the tidal rip was getting rougher.
This is so cool.
We've come quite a ways, haven't we?
We have.
It seemed impossible, but the MythBusters made it. Paddling a raincoat raft more than 3 miles across a rushing tide, making landfall just east of the Golden Gate Bridge.
We made it! Beautiful, man.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. Good job, Jim.
Unless they find any specific evidence that these guys, lived happily ever after or something after they got ashore, we won't know whether it was true or not. But we know that it could have been done, which is cool.
Jimmy, what holiday myth could involve a turkey and your fire suit at the same time?
Well, there's a popular holiday tradition in the South that involves deep frying turkeys. And apparently, if you drop the turkey in too fast, it'll explode.
Oh, explosions. Turkey Master, I hand you your bird.
According to the myth, the problems happen when the turkey is still frozen. So, as a comparison, they'll start with a thawed one.
3, 2, 1.
No exploding turkey. Now, how about a frozen one?
3, 2, 1. Go! Yeah! Okay, that would be bad. Boiling oil all over your kitchen and stuff like that. It still wasn't an explosion, though. It was dangerous, to be sure, but like I said, we know explosions, and that was no explosion. I guess now we get to watch your favorite myth.
That would be the rocket car.
That's such a good day.
Jamie's favorite, your second favorite. The guy who strapped rockets to his car and flew into a mountain.
That's essentially what we're going to do.
To replicate this one, the MythBusters needed a rocket and a car. The myth said a Chevy Impala. First, the easy part.
Not an Impala, we got a Pontiac.
It runs, the Pontiac runs?
Not at the moment. You got a T-Bird.
Thunderbird? That's so beautiful. We don't have to destroy it.
It's got a bomb motor in it. What do you mean? You don't put rockets on it? It'll go.
We got the perfect car for it.
Not so easy after all.
It's officially an Impala.
Would it be all right if I drive it around the block?
Oh, yeah.
But finally, they found their ride. And it was customized.
I think the hydraulic aspect of it is just hysterical.
This is without a doubt our car. It's destiny.
Now the rockets. The Air Force uses JATOs, or Jet Assist Takeoffs, to give aircraft an extra boost on short runways or when carrying heavy loads. But would the military give the MythBusters one to play with? Do cows fly?
Permission denied.
Yeah, I think, did they call us back again just to deny permission again without being asked?
Twice.
So we got these things. These are the hobby rockets. How are we going to fire these off?
Well, these are actually more powerful than the JATOs.
But they're smaller. How's that possible?
Well, we're going to use more of them. While they're running, they put out 1,500 pounds of thrust as opposed to 1,000 pounds, but they only last for 4 seconds. We're going to get several of them, and we'll set them off successively.
So the plan was to mount 3 hobby rockets on the Impala's roof. The whole thing was strengthened to take the stress. And Jamie converted the car to remote control to avoid messy explanations to next of kin should things not turn out right.
What could be better? You know, you could just kill yourself when you were done, because it's just like, it ain't getting any better than that.
It's all going downhill from there.
The only safe place to try this was in the middle of nowhere. In this case, a dry lake bed.
When the motors go, they're going to have a tendency to scare you. So when you're hearing the 3, 2, 1, brace yourself, don't veer.
You sound like a jet engine. It's going to get a 15-foot flame out the back.
The wood sticks in the tail of the
This
melon
is so
and everything
exciting.
is in that cardboard box at the front of the truck.
I'm going to have a grinectomy.
Jamie would control things from a chopper. He'd get the car up to 80 before the rockets were fired.
We have a green light to go. They're starting their circle now. Brakes are coming off. We are a go.
We're in line? Okay. Coming out of full throttle. Go ahead, set them off. Okay, helicopter's at speed. Firing it is. 3, 2, 1, fire. 3, 2, 1, firing. 3, 2, 1, firing. We got them all.
Liftoff. 3 rockets fired sequentially. .3,000 horsepower for 12 seconds.
Hey! Yeah! That was beautiful. We lost track of it.
The helicopter was having trouble keeping up with it. Just once those suckers lit it, just like.
Merry Christmas, Adam.
Merry Christmas, Jamie.
Well, what's our next Christmas myth?
The next myth is that lighting a fire in your house will actually make your house colder. Because while it heats up the area around the fire, it's drawing heat up the chimney and making the outlying rooms colder.
Well, we just started a fire and we've got thermometers staged around the house. So while we're waiting, let's have a look at the next favorite myth that viewers voted for.
You voted tree cannon your favorite myth. Medieval Hungarian villagers built a cannon from a log, only it exploded and wiped them out.
Now there's some medieval workmanship.
For the sake of authenticity, they tried to make the cannon using traditional techniques.
That's the ticket.
They thought about drilling the barrel with an old-fashioned spoon drill.
Based on what I'm seeing here now, I'm thinking it'd probably take a couple of days to get through it.
I'm not doing anything that the Packish wouldn't have done if they had had a chainsaw.
Jamie, though, wanted to keep something authentic and handcrafted a near-perfect granite cannonball.
It's so far beyond anybody's experience that we're all like kind of blown away, right? And don't think he didn't know it. Oh. That is a tree cannon.
Pyrotechnician Jack Morocco came up with a modern version of medieval gunpowder.
There you go.
Nicely done.
I think that's very respectable.
And so, armed and dangerous, they found themselves at an abandoned naval base.
Tennis ball?
Okay.
The first attempt, a test run with a tennis ball.
Fire in the hole.
3, 2, 1.
Hot set.
Ooh.
Wow, it's still going. Is that a flaming tennis ball? I don't think so.
Next up, the real deal. Jamie's handmade granite cannonball. Would it shoot, or would the cannon explode?
Are we ready, Jack?
Fire in the hole.
I don't have a clue where that went.
I didn't see a darn thing. Did you see anything?
A little bummed out not to find the ball, you know, I put a lot of work into that thing.
Jamie was apparently so upset at losing his cannonball, he felt obliged to sabotage the next test.
You have one other thing you want to add to this, Jamie?
I want to see this thing blow up. You know, keeps working. What are you gonna do? So I'm gonna jam a can of soda down this.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, it squirted out of the hole.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, there's a lot of soda. Oh, yeah, it's definitely been contaminated by the powder.
Never once to dwell on a minor setback, the MythBusters called in more gunpowder.
Well, we put 6 ounces of powder in last time. What are we going to put in this time?
5 pounds.
Whoa.
And just in case that wasn't dangerous enough, the final nail in this cannon's coffin.
If this doesn't blow up this cannon, I don't know what will.
This is basically going to be a bomb, and there's going to be splinters going everywhere.
So, what does happen when you seal up a tree cannon with 5 pounds of gunpowder inside? Myth undeniably proved a tree cannon can explode.
Is everybody all right? I mean, like, the heaviest parts go farther than the fence.
Cannon went away. There's a little black on the ground around where the cannon was, and that's all that's left.
My God. Hey, it went down. Jamie, the thermometer in the other room went down by almost 3 degrees.
Cool. Well, the air's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's check out the kitchen. The kitchen's not much changed, but it's pretty actually, you know, open to the living room. But in the outlying areas, it actually went down by 3 degrees. Well, you know, I was actually afraid that in California it's too warm. I mean, outside it's only 55 degrees. I was afraid we wouldn't be able to actually prove it here. We'd have to go somewhere where it's snowing. But this myth is confirmed.
Yeah, well, that was cool. Well, Adam, I've got a Christmas present for you.
Oh, Jamie, thank you. You shouldn't have, but I actually got you something too.
Oh,
thanks. Well, here you go.
Why, thank you.
Oh, wow. A laser bench focusing array. How did you know?
It's just one of those things that when I saw it, I knew you'd want it.
That is awesome.
Mustache trimmer. Are you trying to tell me something?
Yeah, you just take it all off. Go ahead.
I don't think they'd let me do that.
This is cool. Woo.